Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Last Night at Terrace Lanes. So this movie came out in 2024, and at first I wasn't gonna watch it because I watched the trailer on Amazon Prime. You can watch this actually on Amazon Prime, Roku TV, Tubi, stuff like that. And at first I wasn't really gonna watch it. Come on, like a slasher movie at a bowling lane. That's an odd combination. And then, I watched the trailer. It's like these people in like jumpsuits and wearing like a mask, and they're just running, chasing people and stuff. So I'm all like, I don't know. It's kind of hokey looking. But then I saw somebody. I'm like, wait, is that Francesca? I'm like, dude, I haven't seen her in 4 years on screen. So I'm just gonna watch it just for her. And so I gotta admit, this movie isn't that bad. It's not great by no means, but it's not as terrible as some people are saying. Now, yes, on IMDb, it has like a 4.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 42%. It's basically a low-budget B horror movie. And, you can tell, they didn't have much for a budget. They're running on the fly, stuff like that. But there are a lot of good elements in this movie. The movie just needs to have some reworking. Stronger writing, a little bit more explanation, because there are some things that just leaves you asking questions. And I told you this before. If you have to watch a movie and you get done watching a movie or a TV show and you constantly have to ask the question of why, that's not a good sign and everything. And it also needed some stronger direction. Also, you needed to see more of like the kills and everything. But all in all, I actually enjoyed myself. Like, here's the thing, right? Now, one major problem with this movie is only 72 minutes long. That is short. That is shorter than an animated movie. Animated movies are around like 80 minutes or something like that, or 90 sometimes. This couldn't even reach a 90-minute like live action movie. It's short. It's basically a TV episode. Now, if this would have been some type of anthology horror type thing, this would have been fine and everything, because it's just like an hour, you know what I'm saying? But, it's a 72 minute mark, and it needed to be longer to flesh certain elements out of this movie that really needed to be explained. Because, it's a slasher movie, but you see mostly a bunch of people just chasing people around, and yeah, they'll get the kill. Sometimes you'll see them get slashed. Sometimes you'll see them almost get stabbed, but a lot of the stabbing happens off screen. And that's really, sucks, because, you want to see it. So like I said before, this would have been a television show. Hey, would have been fine, because, they cut away from like the gore anyway, you know what I'm saying? And so it needed more of the gore factor and stuff. It also needed, like I said, explanation, because, it's like there's a cult of these crazed people and they're killing people. And the question really is, why exactly? It's not really explained. And what they do at the end of the movie isn't explained either. Now, the idea of having a cult of people going around murdering people because of some bizarre ritual and everything, that has been done in TV a lot of times, and it works and everything. And you also gotta remember, this also happened back in the day with like Charlie Manson and stuff. So stuff like this really does work, and it really does creep you out and get you scared, because something like this could happen at any point in time. It reminds me of like the Stranger movies, a slasher movie that has to do with home invasion rather than just like, somebody getting hit with a car and then summer later they want to kill somebody. And that's a lot more creepier. Now, when it comes to the Stranger movies, I watched the first two from years ago. Thought they was all right, but they had the same formula. And it just, I don't know, something just didn't really click and with me with those movies and stuff. I'm about to watch the rebooted one now and everything on Stars because I'm really interested to see that one actress, that redhead from Riverdale and everything. But yeah, the idea of like a cult going on like a killing spree, that is scary. That's a good element for a slasher movie and one that's rarely ever done. I've said this before. If Scream 7 wants to be innovative and fresh and new, they need to have a cult of ghost face killers and everything. Because it has not been done yet. And so the idea of this cult going on like a killing spree is just like that could have been like a really good movie if they would have had stronger writing and stronger direction. Because for the most part, actually when I first saw this movie, I'm just kind of like, are they using a regular camera? Like, how low budget is this and stuff? But it actually works with the lighting and everything else, right? And it actually works for the setting of the movie. Now, the acting is good as well. Like, everybody does a really good job, like, for what's given for them. Except for one person. And this is gonna break my heart so bad. I mean, when I say it's gonna break my heart, it's gonna break my heart. But I'm honest. That's who I am and everything. I tell it like it is. The lead actress herself, the reason why I watched this movie, her acting was off in this movie. Now, the lead actress is Francesca Capaldi. I think that's how you say her name. She's an Italian actress. Now, I'm actually a fan of hers. I've seen her in Crown Lake. I reviewed Crown Lake. She was good in Crown Lake. She was in the first two seasons, but for whatever reason, she was not in the third, and they did a time jump. Till this day, it's never been explained. I also saw her in Jessie. She's the little girl who had the older brother who robbed the Ross's family and everything. The house burglars and stuff. She was also in Disney Channel's Dog with a Blog. Now, I've never seen Dog with a Blog before because I don't want to see, I think it's about a talking dog, I think. I don't want to see that. But, nevertheless, she's been in a lot of stuff since she's been in because she's been acting since she's been a child. She's 20 years old now. So when I seen her in Crown Lake, she was like 16 years old and everything. And sadly, like I said before, I haven't seen her act in 4 years because literally she has not acted in 4 years and it shows. She has that acting rust on her. And it's quite a shame because like I said before, she's actually a pretty good actress. It's just she hasn't acted in 4 long years and it shows, She's gonna be in another project, like look like a direct to streaming type movie, a camp like comedy type movie. She needs to be put in a television show. That's what she needs to get a better agent and she needs to be put in a television show because she is stunning and everything. And, she has red hair. Like, how often do you see a redhead, in something on television and movies who's actually has red hair and who's actually a lead? It's just she needs to rework on her acting. She needs to remember what she did back in the day that made it so good. Now, the only real problem I have with her acting is her eyes and her facial expressions. Her eye movement and her facial expressions were off during the entire movie. They just kept going in one direction after another. It's almost like she couldn't focus for some bizarre reason. And like I said before, it pains my heart to say this and everything because I'm actually a legit fan of hers and stuff. And because I really do believe she can act and everything. Like, she was the lead in Crown Lake. You know what I'm saying? And that was a streaming show on YouTube and stuff. So it's like she really needs a better agent and stuff. And she needs to be put on a television show so she can act regularly and, like enhance her acting and improve on it and stuff. Oh, that pains my heart to have to say that, because she's the only reason why I watched this movie and everything. But she plays Kennedy, and the whole thing with Kennedy is that like she's going bowling with her friend Tessa, and Tessa invited these two boys, so she wants to like impress them. Tessa seems alright, and one of the boys that Tessa likes seems okay, but the other boy's a pain in the butt. He's just rude and nasty and everything. Now the thing is with Tessa is that her dad works there as maintenance, and she's ashamed of that because she don't want her friend and them two guys to know that her dad's nothing more but a maintenance dude working at a bowling alley. In the bowling alley, it's gonna be the last night it's gonna be open because they're not getting that much money in and they're gonna close down. And so also she's estranged from him because apparently he's a drinker, and also like the mom has full custody of her, and so like she lives with her mom, so she doesn't really know him that well. And they used to bowl a lot when she was younger, but she doesn't do that no more. So it would have been nice to explain that a bit more, other than just like a couple of lines of dialogue, because when you see her dad, he's actually really cool and really nice. But what the world did he do that was so terrible back in the day when he got drunk? Because even when you see him half drunk, he's like cool in this movie. So that really needed to be explored a whole lot more. And so another thing that needs to be explored is this whole relationship between Kennedy and Tess, because it seems like almost like Kennedy's in love with her. Because when she's trying to teach Kennedy how to bowl, she's like, "You have beautiful thumbs and everything." And Tess is like, "I have beautiful thumbs." And so like then at another point in the movie, Kennedy's all like, "You're the most beautiful soul I ever met," and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, is she a lesbian? It's never explained, because it's just kind of like, who says that? Because they're not best friends, because Tessa's never met her dad. And so like so then next thing you know, that there's like this cult of like people, teenagers and everything, who enter a bowling alley. Now we see this cult early on in the movie so we can get some kind of understanding of them, but it's a little confusing. See, first what it is, they wear these blue hoodie sweat jacket type things, right? So they have like these blue hoodies and they wear these white masks and like theater masks. And so they first ambush a guy, take him somewhere, and then they cut his stomach open and start pulling out his organs. I assume that it's kind of like that urban legend where you go to a bar, you wake up in a tub of ice, and then your kidneys removed. I assume they're just taking people's organs and selling them, while the cult leader is on like a video talking to them. But then when they get to the bowling alley, they lock the place up with like chains. And then they just go on a killing spree as soon as their watches start beeping and everything, right? And when they're killing people, they have all kinds of different weapons: machetes, hammers, wrenches, a barbed wire bat, a crossbow, a bow and arrow, all kinds of different stuff. And it's just kind of like, wait, they're not taking people's organs, they're literally just killing people. And it's like, why exactly? Why are they doing this? Why is this cult the way it is? And that's the thing that bugs me the most, because that should have been the thing that should have been explored a whole lot more. We should have gotten to know the cult leader and like the cultists and stuff like that. And the movie fails to explain that. And so like the part I don't like when they're killing the people is like, okay, everybody's running around, screaming, acting like fools, and they're killing people, but you really don't see them kill nobody because it's mostly done off screen. And it's just like that's something we should have seen more, you know. And not only that, but do none of these people have a cell phone? Like seriously, like all these people running around, and there's like 20 cultists in there, just offing people, and nobody has a cell phone. So while this is going on, the two girls are in another room learning how to bowl, and the dad's in like, you know, the security room just like rocking out and everything, right? He doesn't even see it. And so when there is comedy in here, for the most part, it does land, and sometimes it kind of doesn't. So like the two boys, one of the dude, the nice one ends up dying first. The other one hides, and then this other dude who's half dead is making noise, so he's trying to cover his mouth, but then the rude dude snaps the dude's neck, takes his blood, put it on him, pretend like he's dead. Then when the cultists get all the people into one room, they're gonna burn the bodies and everything. This is when he wakes up and is all like, look man, there are two more girls here and the dad, so don't kill me, I can take you to them. And the cultist leaves all like, nah, we're good. And they just kill his behind. But anyway, once the girls figure this out, you have Kennedy who like, okay, I gotta find my dad. You know, he knows this place inside out. Only he can defeat everybody. So she leaves Tessa in the room, and like an idiot, Tessa just stays there, sitting on the floor, playing with the bowling ball, putting stickers on it to make a happy face. I'm all like, what the heck? But then the cultists try to get into the room, and she kicks the drywall in and escape through there, but eventually she is caught. Now, Francesca and everything, her character, Kennedy, she meets up with her dad, and like, you know, she tells him what's going on, but he's half drunk now. Now, some of the parts when they do try to fight off the guys is a little comedic. Not always. One thing I'm glad they didn't make Kennedy turn into Xena. I have seen two really bad slasher movies in the past where all of a sudden the lead starts to do martial arts. I'm so glad she did not do that. She's only 5 foot 90 pounds. And so they were smart with how they had her fight. They had her taking shoes and just constantly throwing it at one of the bad guys and everything. Then taking the spray that you clean the shoes with and spray it in his face as she made her getaway. That's smart because she's not that strong to take down somebody. However, two of the dumbest things they had her do was take the bowling ball to take out 3 guys. One time she picked it up and just threw it at it, and one ball hit one man in the head, and then it bounced and hit another man in the head. And I'm just kind of like, what? Then when her dad is struggling at the lane, she bowls and the ball literally smashes the dude's face in. I'm all like, is this like a comedy or what? So I did not like that part at all. And like, you know, well, her and her dad, like, they go in the back. They're looking for the owner's shotgun, but she had already taken it. Because I'm all like, where is she at, the owner? Because she disappeared for the rest of the movie. And so they're looking for weapons and everything. And he finds, like, a baseball bat. So I'm like, all right, man, we're going to see some good action and everything, right? But then he sees a chainsaw. And I'm like, oh, if he goes Ash from the Evil Dead, I will jump up and down in excitement. But then she tells him that's stupid because the moment you turn on, everybody's going to hear it and come running towards you. So he can still slash and gash them, but he doesn't. He takes I think he takes like some fireworks and everything, and maybe the baseball bat, but then somebody knocks it out his hand. And so, you know, he has to like fight them and stuff like that, but in a drunken kind of manner. But then he sets one dude on fire with like the fireworks, which was actually kind of cool to see. But like he doesn't have like a weapon to fight with, so that's kind of dumb. He should have had like the baseball bat. So you just there really not no good action between like, you know, the killers and stuff. But then all of a sudden the cultist dude has the girl, and they have the idea, hey, let's dress like the cult people, which was something they should have done to begin with. But then it doesn't work because the cultist wants the dad to kill, like, you know, Tessa, and Kennedy won't let him. And so then it's like the big climactic part. where all the cultists start surrounding the three survivors with their weapons. And it's like, oh, dude, how are they gonna fight them all? But then all of a sudden, the weirdest thing happened. The alarm went off on their watches. So then all of a sudden, all the cultists start killing each other. Or killing themselves, I should say. Because I guess it was like a ritual that they were supposed to do this at a certain point in time, and then once it hits a certain time, they supposed to off themselves. But the cult leader was really pissed because he's kind of like, no, not now, and everything, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just kind of like, what? Now, there was a dumb scene when the owner comes in with the shotgun. They wrote her like Foxy Brown from like a 1970s movie, right? Where she's just spitting off all this like crazy stuff and just starts shooting everywhere. But she's not shooting nobody. So of course they kill her. And it was like a weird moment, very comedic. It reminds me of Urban Legend with Reese's character. But anyway, I guess they like knocked. Oh, I remember the dad took the axe and with one swipe chopped off the cultist leader head, which I'm just like, really? Couldn't you just like chop him up or something like that? But anyway, after that, they all just leave and it just ends. And I'm just kind of like, that's it. Not gonna explain if she's a lesbian, not gonna explain why the cult does what they do. And there was a touching moment between the father and like the daughter about, you know, how he's never there and stuff like that. But it was just in a weird kind of moment. Like this movie needed to have some much stronger writing, like some much stronger writing and some gore. And you know, if it would have done that, oh, this movie would have been awesome and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it's not bad, but it's not great either. But this movie could have been amazing. It could have been different. It could have been innovative if it would have had stronger writing and some gore and stuff, you know? But other than that, like I said, it was acted fine. Even by this one actress who I don't even think is an actress. Let's just say this. There's a scene where a woman's banging like one of the workers that work there, right? And they have a little spat about he likes her, but she doesn't like him, and do the whole when I leave, you have to leave 5 minutes later and stuff like that. She gets out like the restroom and she fights off one of like the killers with a pool stick. I'm just like, this should giving her a lot of action to do. I wonder if she's gonna survive this. Nope. And she dies right then and there. So I'm just kind of like, who is this woman? I've never seen her before. Like the only person in this movie I recognize is Francesca. So I started looking up the entire cast. And well, I think I now know why they wrote her having like, you know, clickety clacking in the movies. Let's just put it like that. Let's just say she has an account with another website that only her fans can see. If it's her, which I think it is because it looks like her, and she has a very unique name, and so does this person on this account. And it's the exact name. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see why you got that role now. I'm just kind of like, you know, most part her acting wasn't bad at all, so I wouldn't mind seeing her in other projects. Yeah, I'm not talking about like that. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.